reasons why we use the foam roller, because it's obvious that you can clearly see that if your shoulders were really restricted, and this goes back to the whole science of kinesiology, which is technically defined as the stress and pull on bones by muscle. So if your shoulders were really, really tight, say you were tight really in the front, so much so that it started to pull your shoulders forward, then clearly that would be a postural deviation that would restrict your overall movement. And so we're going to use the foam rollers to begin class today to open up the shoulders and other parts of our bodies. In fact, part of it we'll be using the foam roller as a self-massage technique. So what I like to do is slide the roller in between my legs and have a seat on the very front end. And then, just to make it fun, I plant my feet beneath my knees. I grasp the fronts of my shins. I take a deep inhaling breath and lift my spine totally tall, strong, and vertical. And on the exhale, I begin that deep scoop of the lower belly, drawing the abdominals up and back, rounding the lumbar spine, and slowly lowering down so that I'm fully connected to the roller at the spine. Now, you may shift further south if your head is not supported firmly on the foam roller, but once you feel completely comfortable, I'd like you to breathe in. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that the lower ribs are moving toward each other. Okay, you can imagine it, and then you can actually make that happen. So what would that be if you drew the lower ribs in the front toward each other? Well, it means that more of your thoracic spine is connecting to the foam roller. Yeah. For some of you, I'd like you to deepen your breath. And on the next exhale, for some of you, I'd like you to bring your chin closer to your chest. And then just relax. Don't hold it there, but just, I want to see a little elongation up the back of the neck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, if the feet are underneath the knees, then that means, some people call that standing the feet. And I want you to press down into the feet. Press down into the balls and into the heels so you really feel that nice foot to floor connection. On the next inhale, I'd like you to reach both arms vertical to the sky. And as you exhale, lower them down overhead to shape the letter Y overhead. Yes. So everybody's Y is a little bit different. If you've got great flexibility in your shoulders, it's really quite a perfect Y, and your hands are on the floor. And if it's too much, then you open your Y to a big fat Y, and that's just fine as well. But I want you to keep the breath moving. So the belly is moving up and down as the diaphragm moves in and out of the two cavities, the thoracic cavity. On the exhale, the abdominal cavity, and the inhale. So the inhale enlarges the belly. And the exhale flattens and sinks the belly. And we're trying to let the arms be dead weight. So there's no effort. There's no shaping, there's no holding, there's no reaching. It's just dead weight. On your next exhale, I want you to bend your elbows slowly and draw the elbows south, keeping them as dead weight as possible to move to the letter W. So now you're shaping the letter W with your arms. Yeah, and it's a whole different strategy. So for some of you, much easier on one side than the other. For almost everyone, tricky, little more of a stretch sensation than the first exercise. Stay with it. Observe if anything changed in the spine. Inhale, stretch the arms back to shape the letter Y. And observe. Is it a little easier this second time? More or less of the arm or hand touching the floor? Is it a little easier to keep the lower ribs connected and therefore the lower thoracic spine on the roller? Stay with the breathing. Yeah. Take at least one moment to close your eyes and observe the difference right arm to left arm. Does the shape underneath one, is it the same as the other? Or is it somehow different? And on your next exhale, drag the elbows south to return to the letter W. Keep the breath moving, and notice that this time it isn't a lot easier for most of you. Big change already. Great. Stay with it. Another 2 to 3 cycles of breath. Keep those feet firmly planted down into the earth. And now we're going to take the hands and simply flip them forward to be by your sides, flat, palm downward on the floor. Terrific. Take a deep breath in, and on your next exhale, bring your right leg to tabletop, which in Pilates shows the shin parallel to the ground and the thigh bone perpendicular to the ground. So the knee is right over the hip, and the ankle is right in front of the knee. And on the next exhale, bring the other leg to meet it and hold. So in this position, you should feel that your lumbar spine is now in contact with the foam roller. And we're going to keep that so. Yeah, everybody's looking really good. And now we're saying, good morning, abdominals. Yes. And if you're perfectly in tabletop, then the foam roller, if I'm placing it on your shins, shouldn't roll. Beautifully done, Linda. Great, great. So we're going to hold that, another cycle of breath. And then keeping this beautiful torso integration, steady, strong torso, we're going to let the toes of the right foot move down without closing the knee. We keep that 90-degree angle at the knee, but the toes of the right foot touch the floor and come back. When it's all the way back, the other foot moves toward the floor, touches down, and slowly comes back. Take this slowly. Take it one leg at a time and focus on the abdominals, keeping a pretty close relationship between the lumbar and the roller. Yeah, good. Yes, beautiful job, beautiful job. If you start to wobble or you're suddenly not feeling particularly stable, start again with both legs at the top, engage, maybe even start with Kegel, and then begin the movement. Okay, one more time each side. Beautiful, Susan. Really nice job. You're keeping the angle of the knee absolutely perfect. The next time you do this, leave the right foot on the floor. And then let your right hand gently touch the inside of the left knee. Feel that shape. Feel that cross body shape. Yes, keeping that perfect tabletop. And then quickly change sides. Yeah. So what's keeping you then, again, change sides. What's keeping you from not falling off the foam roller? It's that torso integration, engaged abdominals, lower ribs containing a relationship or committing to a relationship to each other. Yeah. And the stronger you are connected and integrated in the torso, the more slowly you can do this. If it's challenging, obviously you have to do it quickly, but eventually you'll be able to do this so slowly, and pretty soon all limbs will be off. Just sort of flying in the air, and off you'll go with the geese flying south. Okay, beautiful. Now, plant the feet, plant the arms, and all together we're going to roll toward the mirror. Oh, but wait, before you do that, just take a moment to use the massaging ability of the foam roller. Just scoot it to the right and then to the left of your spine. In any way, there's no right or wrong here. We just take a moment to indulge in that beautiful shifting of the roller, right and left. And what happens is those wonderful muscles that wrap around each vertebra get a little massage. Then you can roll toward the mirror, gently rolling off of your foam roller. We're going to sit up and change the position of the roller to be here at your side. And then we're going to hop up on it like you're sitting side saddle on a horse. And then we're going to shoot ourselves out to a side plank position, which means my two hips must be stacked above and below one another. And I'm not ever going to sink into my shoulder like this. I'm going to stay long and broad across the chest. I'm gonna very, very slowly glide myself. This is for you, Michael. Very, very important for health of the knees to keep the iliotibial ligament long and loose. Yeah. So we're going to take at least 3 passes like this. And then what I like to do is I like to end with the foam roller close to my knees, never on the side of the knee, of course, always on the thigh bone itself. And then I can sit down, sweep my legs around to the other side, so I'm still facing the mirror, but I can start on the other side so I can see everyone. Okay, so then we shoot the body out to side plank, and I keep a nice long line. My feet are even engaged here before I begin my little journey up and down the longest ligament in the body. Iliotibial ligament, otherwise known as your IT band. Yeah. Okay. So we're taking this again, just a few passes, and then just for the fun of it, this time we'll end with the foam roller more to the top of the thigh bone, and we're going to face the floor, using a kind of sphinx position. So forearms on the floor, broad in the upper back, and I'm going to slide up and down the front of my thighs. So those hard-working quadricep muscles also get a little attention. Yeah, doesn't take a lot. When you're doing this, of course, you want to keep the belly button lifted toward the spine so your back is nice and long and strong. Great. Okay. To come out of this, we're just going to tuck the toes behind us. Come up to sit on your heels. And then you can then scoop the foam roller underneath the points of the shins, just below the knees. And then we're going to go to hands and the knees. And the important thing here, moving the foam roller back and forth, is to keep your spine long and straight. Even the head, I'm not dropping the head. I'm keeping this nice long relationship in the spine from tailbone to crown. So, you will feel this in the abdominals. So, Linda, keep a relationship with my hand. Push into my hand. Okay, now do the exercise. Okay, where's, yeah. So, too much up and down, not enough back and forth. Move your hands more to the foam roller. Okay, now try it again. Oops, sorry. Try that again. Now just forward with your knees. Forward with your knees. That's it, and back. Do you feel a difference?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, good. Nice. Let's take a break.